So these are some graphs of functions. Already this is covered in the previous lecture, but uh, due to some reason, this figure is not observed while discussing. So these are the equations of straight lines in different forms. This is the general form: ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Y is equal to mx plus c is called slope-intercept form. And if the constant term is 0, that is y is equal to mx is the equation of straight line passing through the origin 0, 0. Okay, this is the slope-intercept form. C is the intercept where it cuts x-axis, and this is general form: ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. And what are the graphs of the functions? Straight lines. This is y is equal to x line. Y is equal to x line. This divides first and third quadrant in two equal parts. This is y is equal to 2x, y is equal to 3x, because its slope of y is equal to 2x is larger than y is equal to x. Slope of y is equal to 3x is larger than this 3 is the slope. And y is equal to 1/2 x is below the y is equal to x. Similarly, this is y is equal to minus x and all the lines. And if the equation is in this form, that is, if there is c, here the value of c is 0. So these lines passes through the origin. But if the line, if the equation is this y is equal to ax plus b, then this is the equation. The line is what lies in the this type, that is cuts x-axis, y-axis in some points. Okay, so if you find y is equal to 4x plus 2, the equation of this line or graph of this line, y is equal to 4x plus 2, then what is the graph of this line? So substitute x is equal to 0, we determine 2 points on this line. So x is equal to 0, substitute x is equal to 0, y is 2. So 0, 2, where is the 0, 2 point? This is the 0, 2 point, this point. X coordinate is 0, y coordinate is 2. And then substitute x, y 0, y 0. Then we have x is equal to minus half. And then minus half 0 is this point. And then the line passing through these 2 points is the y is equal to 4x plus 2. So we can draw the line by using its equation. Okay, just find 2 points on the line. And if the constant term is 0, then the line passing through the origin. And if the constant term is present, suppose, that is the equation is in the general form, suppose, if how we can reduce this equation in general form? This is 4x minus y plus 2 is equal to 0. 4x minus y plus 2 is equal to 0. That is, this is the general form, actually, that is the slope-intercept form. So we can reduce the general form to slope-intercept form and slope-intercept form to general form. But we have to draw the diagram of that line, graph of that line. So in order to draw the graphs, just substitute x is equal to 0, find y, and denote that point. And substitute y is equal to 0, find x, and denote that point. And a line passing through that 2 point is the equation of that line. Similarly, the equation of parabola, y is equal to mx square. So if x square is there, then it is around y-axis. The parabola is around y-axis. That if x square is there, so x square is equal to my. X square is equal to my, or y is equal to mx square. X square is equal to my, or x square is equal to 4by plus minus 4by. So this is x square is equal to my. And if there is a minus sign, x square is equal to minus my, that is, this constant is negative, then it is below the x-axis, around the y-axis and below the x-axis. So if there is x square, then it is around the x-axis, y-axis. Parabola is around y-axis if there is x square. Okay, and if there is a y square, then it is around x-axis. The parabola is around x-axis. Y square is equal to mx. Okay. So y square is equal to minus mx. This parabola is y square is equal to minus mx. Okay. So y square means around x-axis, and if there is sign plus sign, then it is right side to y-axis, and it is when it is left side to y-axis, around x-axis but left side to y-axis if there is negative side. Y square is equal to mx. So this is the equation of circle. X square plus y square is equal to r square, having center 0, 0. And if the center is AP, that is center is not 0 0, then equation is this form: x minus a bracket square plus y minus b bracket square is equal to r square. So already this part is covered in the previous lecture, but due to some reason this figure, this page is not open, not shared with you. So remember all these things. Then some examples of double integration and triple integration. We see the some examples, more examples on double integration, triple integration. Already some examples are covered in the previous lecture. So this example, evaluate double integration over D. Okay. We'll check sharing of screen. Yes. Evaluate double integration over D x plus 2y dA, where D is the region bounded by the parabola y is equal to 2x square. That is, x square means the parabola is around y-axis. That is, this is the figure of y is equal to 2x square. And this another parabola is y is equal to x square plus 1. That is, there is constant term, and that's why the parabola is again around y-axis, but its vertex is not 0 0. When the vertex of the parabola is 0 0, is origin, here the y is equal to 2x square. So its vertex is 0 0. X square means around y-axis. The parabola is around y-axis, but the vertex is 0 0 because there is no constant term. Like equation of straight line. What is the equation of straight line? Y is equal to 2x is the equation of straight line, and this line passes through 0 0 because there is no constant term. But if there is constant term, then the line does not passes through 0 0. Similarly, the parabola is what? Having vertex 0 0 when if the constant, there is no constant term. And if there is a square of x, then the parabola is around y-axis. And if there is square of y, then it is around x-axis. If there is square of, here is the y is equal to 2x square. That is square of x, and therefore it is around y-axis. And if the y square is the term in the equation of parabola, then it is around x-axis. And when it is above the y-axis, if there is x square term, x square, and the constant, the value of a, or the value of the coefficient of y or x square is positive. If their constant coefficient is negative, then it is below the x-axis, around y-axis but below the y-axis. Okay. And here is the this is also represent the parabola. When the equation represent parabola, if there is a square of x or y, and it is in x and y, in variable x and y. Okay, so there are two variables and square of one of them. If there are two variables and one constant, but there is no square of that out of two variable, that is there are terms x and y just, that is there is no square of x and y, then that is the equation of line. If there is constant term, then line passes through without does not passes through 0 0. And if there is constant, there is no constant term and x and y terms only, then the equation of line passing through origin. And if there are two variables like this equation of these two, and square of one of them. Square of one of them, either x square is there or y square is there, then it is an equation of parabola. And if the square of both sets, if there are two variables in the equations and there is a square of x as well as y, then it is an equation of either circle or ellipse or parabola, not parabola, ellipse or hyperbola. That is what is the equation of circle. X square plus y square is equal to r square. Okay, or x minus a bracket square plus y minus b bracket square is equal to r square. Okay, this is the equation of circle having center 0, 0 or center AB. And what is the equation of ellipse? X square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. That is if there is a square. And what is the equation of hyperbola? X square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. That is if x and y having power 2, both having power 2, that is if there is a x square term and as well as y square term in the equation, then it is represents either a circle or ellipse or hyperbola. And if there is no square of any variable, that is x and y variables are linear, their powers are 1, powers of x and y both are 1, then it represents a line. And if there is a power of x or y is 2, then it's represent parabola. So this is the equation of parabola. So its diagram is this. This figure is important for solution of this problem. So first draw the figure. So in order to draw the figure, we have to draw these parabolas. So these curves, y is equal to now 1 plus x square or x square plus 1. So this is the curve passing through, what is its vertex? Vertex is what? Is this 0, 1 is its vertex. 0, 1. That is if we substitute x is equal to 0, then y is 1. And so this x is 0, then y is 1, and 0, 1 is its vertex. Okay. So there is a formula to find the vertex of parabola. By using that, we can find the vertex of the parabola. So this is the y is equal to 1 plus x square. Actually, there is a square of x, therefore it is around y-axis. So passing through 0, 1, passing through 0, 1, because if you substitute x is equal to 0, then y is 1. And what are the intersection of these two parabolas? Intersection of these two parabolas are 2 points. And what are the coordinates of these 2 points? Solving these two equations for x and y, solving this equation, 1 is equal to 1 plus x square, y is equal to 1 plus x square, and y is equal to 2x square. If you solve these two equations, we get these coordinates. So in order to find the intersection, coordinates of intersection of two curves, solve that two equations simultaneously. So how we can solve these two equations? Substitute y as 2x square in this equation. So what we get, 2x square is equal to 1 plus x square, means 2x square minus x square is x square is equal to 1, and x square is equal to 1 means x is plus minus 1. So x is what? Plus minus 1. And if we substitute x is equal to plus 1 in this equation, then we have y is 2. And if we substitute x is equal to minus 1 in this equation, then we have y is 2. So if we substitute x is equal to 1, then we have y is 2. Therefore 1, 2 is one coordinate of 1 point of intersection of these two parabolas. And if we substitute x is equal to minus 1, that is x is equal to minus 1, then y is also 2. So minus 1, 2 is another intersection points. So these are the point of intersection of these two parabolas. And then we find the double integration over d x plus 2y dA. So double integration over d x plus 2y dA is equal to. So now we draw this, in order to integrate with respect to y first, draw the strip parallel to y-axis. So this is, suppose this is strip parallel to y-axis in order to integrate with respect to y first. And so it's one end. So write this x plus 2y, that is integrand as it is. dA means dy dx. So why dy dx? First write dy, because we have to integrate this with respect to y first. If you have to integrate it with respect to x first, then write dx first, then write dy. So dy, and then y runs from here, right? Y is equal to. So this one end of this strip touches to the curve or parabola. This y is equal to 2x square. So from this, find y value of y, and it is 2x square obviously. So y runs from 2x square, and the another end of the strip touches to the curve. This y is equal to 1 plus x square, and so from the equation of this curve, find value of y, and it is obviously 1 plus x square. So y runs from 2x square to 1 plus x square. One end of the strip touches to the curve y is equal to 2x square, and the another is y is equal to 1 plus x square. And so out of from these two equations, we find values of y. Obviously y is 2x square, so lower limit is 2x square, and 1 plus x square is the upper limit. So if we change the upper limit and lower limit, then we have this difference in sign answer. The answer of is different in sign. But if you have the negative sign at the last of the answer, then make it positive, because we have to find the area. We are going to find the area, and therefore the area is always positive. So instead of this 2x square and upper limit 1 plus x square, we can write 1 plus x square as lower limit, 2x square as upper limit. So because of that, what is the difference in sign answer? Just the sign of this 32 by 15 is negative. But if we write, we are finding the area of this region bounded by these two curves, and area is always positive. So write, if we have negative answer, then write it is positive. Okay. So, and what are the limits of x? So in order to cover this area, we have to move this slip from this point to this point to this point. If we move this strip from this point to this point, then this total area covered by this strip. And so, and this point is what? At this point x is minus 1, at this point x is minus 1, and at this point x is plus 1, and therefore x runs from minus 1 to plus 1. So, and then we are going to solve this equation. But if we have to is equal to, right, suppose is equal to, we have to integrate first with respect to x, then what we have to do? So in order to integrate with respect to x, first write here integration sign, and write x is equal to lower limit x is equal to that is first integration, and here y is equal to y runs from. So first we denote the integration limit of x and then limit of y. Instead of this limit, these are the limit of y now here, and these are the limit of x. So instead of this, if I have to integrate, suppose first with respect to x, then what we have to do? We write double integration sign, double integration, and write x runs from, and then y runs from, and then write x plus 2y as it is, and dx dy. So in order to integrate with respect to x, first take strip parallel to x axis, that is take strip like this. Okay, and the one end of this strip touches to what? One end touches to the same curve, and the another end touches to the same curve. So out from this we find the values of x, two values of x. So what are that? X square is y by 2, and therefore x is what? Plus minus root y by 2. And so lower limit is what? Minus root y by 2, and the upper limit is plus root y by 2. So these are the limits of x and the limits of y. So in order to cover this region, we have to move this strip from this point to this point, up to this point, and that is from 1 to 2, because from this point to this point, from this point to this point, that is in order to cover, if you take strip parallel to x axis, suppose this strip, And in order to cover this area, this total area, we have to move this strip from point, this point to this point. And so y runs from 0 to 2. So we can also integrate this with respect to x first and then with respect to y. So in order to integrate with respect to x, what are the limit of x, y and x? So limit of first y is what? X is what? Minus root y by 2 plus root y by 2, and the limit of y are 0 to 2. Okay, so we, in the both procedure, we have the same answer. So I will share this problem again you through WhatsApp by integrating this with respect to x first and with respect to y second. Okay, so I will share you through WhatsApp. We have the same answer. So now the integration is very simple. X is now constant. Integration is with respect to y. So x is constant and its integration is what? The integration of constant, it's constant into variable. So x into y. And the integration of 2 is constant, y is y square by 2. So 2 get cancelled. And so we have this. And so y runs from 2x square to 1 plus x square. And then find a value at upper limit, that is substitute in this bracket y as 1 plus x square, and substitute substitute y as 2x square. So we have this answer. Okay, and then integration, we have the answer this, and then integration of this is what? With respect to x is what? Then right here x raised to 4 integration is x raised to 5 by 5, x cube integration is x raised to 4 by 4, x cube by 3, x square by 2, and integration of 1 is x, right? Square bracket, and then my x runs from minus 1 to 1. Then find the value of at upper limit minus value at the lower limit. We have the answer 32 by 50. So this problem is already discussed in the previous lecture, that the z is equal to x square plus y square. So this is the, instead of f, notation is z, and y is equal to 2x is this line passing through origin, and y is equal to x square is the equation of parabola. This is the equation of parabola. X square means it is above the x-axis, is around the y-axis, and the sign is positive, y is equal to x square. That's why it is above the x-axis, around y-axis. Why around y-axis this parabola? Because x square is there. If there is y square, then it is around x-axis. And why it is above x-axis? Because we have the positive sign, y is equal to x square. Okay, so above the x-axis, around y-axis, and this is the point of intersection, this 0 0 and 2 4. Because how we can find the point of intersection? Solve these two equations, y is equal to 2x and y is equal to x square. That is, if you substitute y is equal to 2x, then we have x square is equal to 2x, means x square minus 2x is equal to 0. Take x as common. So we have x in bracket, x minus 2 is equal to 0, means x is 0 or x is 2. And if x is 0, then y is also 0. And if x is 2, then y is 4. And so 2, 4, 0, 0 and 2, 4 are the point of intersection of these two curves. And then we have to integrate, suppose with respect to x first, and then with respect to y first. Here with respect to y first, then this double integration, volume of the solid, volume of this quantity is equal to double integration over dx square plus y square, that is z dA. And then first we have to integrate, suppose first with respect to y. Then what are the limits of y? So y is runs from, so in order to integrate with respect to y first, take strip parallel to y-axis. So right here, draw this strip parallel to y-axis, and its one end touches to the line y is equal to 2x, and another end touches to the parabola y is equal to x square. So from this we have y is 2x and y is x square. So limits are x square and 2x. So right, 2x lower limit and x square as upper limit, or x square as lower limit and 2x as upper limit. So draw strip parallel to y-axis here. While writing this problem in your notebook, draw strip parallel to y-axis. So its one end touches to the 2x and another x square. So x square and 2x are upper limit and lower limit. And in order to cover this area, we have to move this strip parallel to y-axis from this point to this point. From this point to this point. Okay, from this point to this point means, and therefore x runs from 0 to 2. And then we have the answer. In order to integrate with respect to x first, draw the strip parallel to x-axis. So while writing this, draw the same figure again and draw strip parallel to x-axis. And its one end touches to y is equal to 2x, so x is y by 2. So one limit is y by 2. And another end touches to the parabola y is equal to x square if you draw the strip parallel to x-axis. And x is x square. And from this x is what? Root y. So root y and y by 2 are the limit of x, y by 2 and root y. And in order to cover this total area, if we draw the strip parallel to x-axis, then to cover the area we have to move this strip from this point to this point, that is 0 to 4. This y coordinate is 4, so 0 to 4 in order to cover this. And therefore lower limit is 0, upper limit is 4, and we have the same answer, 216/35. So the remaining problem we will discuss in the next lecture.